Hi guys, welcome to the Bassett Bus Life. We have a bus. I'm going to be talking to you guys about the types of timber we used in it and why we used the different timbers. So it's going to be pretty much all about weight, which affects your fuel efficiency and how much you can actually put in your van. Durability, where the right stuff is to put in the right place so it lasts the longest. And moisture, which is basically where the water is going to be coming from or getting trapped in, that it doesn't affect your timber so that it swells and potentially ruins your van, bus or airstream or trailer or doesn't matter. So I'm going to be basically giving you the fundamentals of each different timber that I think you should use, and the weight, durability and moisture benefits or disadvantages of each timber. So I've got the first one here, which is a good old favorite, pine. What's nice about it, I'll also throw in a bit of a money aspect because people want to know what's affordable. What's nice about the timber, this is pine. So people like pine because it is cost effective, it is great to cut, lightweight, pretty general all round, great with moisture. And what it does is it also pushes through. The durability of pine is okay. It's not the best. You get a lot hardier woods. A lot of tradesmen will always try go get you on a harder wood because they want it to last. But a lot of guys who are doing DIY stuff will use pine. So pine has got great durability. It's got a lot of different engineering finishes you can use. I'd use this in wall paneling, for your studs in when you're building your framework is fine as well. It does need to be treated though. I would recommend treating them to avoid rot and any kind of moisture content. If you look at any of the old caravans or vans or anything that has any rot in it, is because the pine has got some moisture in it. So you really don't want that. So if you treat it and you look after it, pine's a great option. It's affordable, and it's got durability, and it's also got moisture control. But there are better and there are worse. A great wood here, this is cedar. Now cedar is beautiful, it's aesthetically pleasing. You don't have to varnish it, stain it, you can leave it as is. Only problem with it, very soft. So the weight of it is extremely light, which is really nice. Great for your fuel efficiency or trying to get around the country affordably and get out outdoors affordably. So it won't take up a lot of space. So you can add on different things, put bikes on the car, roof racks, that kind of stuff. That's where the weight comes in. And then also it is extremely expensive. Its weight's fantastic, super light, love it, easy on the tools to cut. You won't need very hardy tools to hardware. The durability of it, it'll last forever, but very soft. So denting it, hitting it, you got to use a nice thick cedar so that you can have something to fill or paint. Otherwise it's really good. And then the moisture control, great moisture control. Most window companies will use cedar on their outside for frames because they know it'll last 20 years plus. So cedar's the best. Only disadvantage is cost. It is extremely expensive. Not many cedar trees around, so yeah, really expensive. And it's kind of more of a feature piece if you're going to use cedar, or if you're going to spoil yourself and really go where no budget's controlled. Hardwood. Now, benefits of hardwood: durability unmatched. Lasts forever. You can drop your bowling ball on it. It's not going to make a difference. It really is the strongest wood, but when you pick it up, you'll know that because the weight of it is out of control. It is so heavy, and when you're looking at your fuel efficiency and what you want to put in your van and weight concerns, this is definitely something that has to be considered, which is the weight. And also the moisture control is pretty good. I would say it's I'd say I'd give it like an 8 out of 10. It's gonna last. It can be on the floor, you can spill on it, varnish it, redo it 1,000 times, it'll last. So it's not the cheapest, it's a little bit more expensive than pine, but what's nice about cypress is because they use it in a lot of building sites and a lot of flooring, because we don't use a lot in the van, you can actually get a lot of offcuts. Like guys will be selling all their tailings, all their leftover cypress pine flooring, and you can pick that up on your Facebook marketplace, Gumtree, whatever, you name it, guys are selling it. So it's pretty cool, it's easy to put together, you know, that kind of stuff. MDF, do not use this if you can. It is a moisture killer. Moisture kills it. Really cheap though, so if your budget's there and you're just doing a conversion for a couple months to get around, use it if you need, but it's really cheap. Moisture, terrible. Durability, terrible. So if you can avoid this wood, avoid it, because it'll cause you more headache in the long run than anything else. So particle board, this is what you'll find in 90% of kitchens. Okay, durability pretty good. It's got nice laminates on it. It'll last long. It looks like wood, feels like wood, looks alright. Problem is moisture, terrible. Once moisture gets in the side of these, it really does fall apart. So I'd really recommend you tighten it up, clean it up. And then the cost, affordability, pretty cheap stuff. A lot of cabinet makers and IKEA and everyone will use particle board, but if you can get away with using pine and a Laminex thing, I would do that. So that's a little tip for you. Ask your cabinet makers or your woodworkers if they do a pine core instead of a particle core. Now these two are both pine, but the problem about this one is it's actually a particle pine. So the reason it's an issue is it still has the gaps in it. So you don't want to pick this one up, even though it's pine and it's lightweight and it feels good. And I said pine is great because it's got an even bastings of all the good things in life. Don't pick this one up, it's terrible. So it's got tons of holes. I don't know if you can see it, tons of holes, and it'll suck water up like a sponge. So you don't want that. Lining your walls, you want to use something like this. It's nice, it's easy, and it's affordable. So those are my little tips of what to do and what timber to use. In our bus we used a nice timber flooring, a nice engineered flooring, so that it allowed us to get a nice durability out of it and also a decent spend out of it. So it was a good fair compromise. With regards to our bench top, it is a particle board. We used the particle board with a 4mm laminate on top. Pretty nice, but if you can go solid wood, I would recommend that. Much better than a particle board. Unfortunately, we'd used it, and that's why I'm doing this video, because I wouldn't recommend it. With our roofs and wall linings, we used a 4mm ply like this. Really nice. Did a lot of work for us. It's painted really nicely, fixes really nicely, and if we have any dents or issues, we can just fill it up and paint it over. So that's quite a nice thing. With our back walls there, we've got a bit of wet line, so that's a material I didn't show you this time around, but I'll show you next time. Our kitchen is from IKEA, so a lot of people are like, but you said the other wood is better. Of course it's better, but when I weighed up the durability, cost, and everything like that, this was a good spend for our finish budget. So we're really happy with it, and what's nice with the Kia, it's cheap enough that if we damage it, we can take it apart ourselves and put it back in without getting a tradesman in. So I'd say 60 to 80% of our bus is pine. So if you want a ratio, the pine really was our choice, our main choice of what we used. But if I could use cedar and I could use some of the other stuff, I would. But the cost of cedar is just through the roof. It would have cost me maybe $10,000 to $20,000 worth of cedar for me to do the same finish in pine, which cost me way less. I would say the pine cost us about $6,000. So you're looking at 3 times the spend just to get cedar, and for me that wasn't really worth it. Pine is great. The durability of the pine outweighs the green of the cedar. So I just want to say thanks you guys for taking a look at what we're doing and how we're doing it and all the different timbers. Just remember, with the timber, it's all about weight, durability, and moisture. So any leaks, you want your timber to withstand it, so you have time to fix it. And it won't cost you any money. So guys, if you guys want to subscribe and get more videos and more content like this that'll help you guys in your whole DIY, whether it's a van conversion, bus conversion, or trailer Airstream, hit the subscribe button and keep watching. Cheers, love you guys, bye.
We gotta fix these little outros, don't we?
Yeah, I can't do it. What's wrong with me?